All right, so this video I'm about to show you is just a really good example of explaining the importance of all these micronutrients, all these minerals, and why natural salts are so important versus using table salt, and then also the importance of fruits and vegetables. And this is one of the reasons why I talk about in the nutrition framework the importance of natural salt. So whether it's Celtic salt or Redmond's real salt, these contain micronutrients, and this is why I avoid Himalayan salt for the most part, because Himalayan salt contains a lot of heavy metals. It's heavily processed. It's easier to get a hold of, and it does contain micronutrients, but it also contains a lot of contaminants, whereas Celtic salt and Redmond salt, those are more natural and clean and contain a lot of the micronutrients involved in all bodily function, reducing blood pressure, improving immune system function, improving all cellular function. So the trillions of cells that you have in your body all require these micronutrients. And this video goes into great detail explaining it in a very easy to understand and easy to digest type of way. And then the other thing that I want to add is the fruits and vegetable component, where this is one of the main sources of potassium that we get in our body, and it's called potassium bicarbonate. And this is one of the reasons why I talk about fruits and greens supplements. This is a very vital and foundational supplement to our daily diet for many different reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is for the potassium bicarbonate that is found in fruits and vegetables. And I'll make an emphasis here. The fruits and vegetables supplement contains high quality fruits and vegetables. These are things that are not being turned through industrial farming, where they're only being risen or raised by 3 different elements just to give them the size but not the nutritional density. The fruits and vegetables in the fruits and greens powder is highly nutritious, clean, not containing GMOs, not containing any of the chemicals for fertilizers or to protect them from bugs and all those things. So you're removing those chemicals and you're getting all the clean nutrients that are involved with fruits and vegetables, all the antioxidants and all the gut healing and promoting factors that fruits and vegetables do provide. But one of the biggest factors is potassium, and this video goes into explanation of the importance of potassium and frankly why it's such a vital nutrient. And I also recommend in your workout nutrition supplementing with potassium citrate to replenish what you're losing when you strength train or when you work out. It's a very vital tool to overall health, metabolism, hormone optimization, detoxification, feeling better, looking better, performing better, and overall weight loss and everything around that. So enjoy this video, repeat the review it, I should say, over and over and over again to help understand and take action on the information provided. I've included resources down below, fruits and greens, supplement, link, salts that you can get a hold of, and then also a reminder on your workout nutrition, what you should be taking around your workouts, and why salt and potassium are so important. So hopefully this drives the point home and creates more understanding around these key micronutrients and how this is really the keys to health overall. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the video here.
The second most vital element needed for life. So the number 1 vital element needed for life is oxygen. And that's not a surprise, is it? The second most vital element needed for life is water. You can go 3 minutes without oxygen. You can go a couple of weeks without water. I always thought it was 3 days without water until I read a book called The Long Walk about some people who were escaping the Siberian work camp, and they were in the desert and they went nearly 2 weeks without water. Wow. Water is the second most vital element needed for life. In fact, where there's no water, you don't usually get people living, do you? I always say to people, how much water do you drink? And these are some of the answers. I don't like water. If I drink water, my feet swell. If I drink water, I'm going to the bathroom all day. Those last two answers tell me that the water's not getting inside the cell. So how do we get the water inside the cell? We have to go to the third most vital element needed for life, and that is sodium. The fourth most vital element needed for life is potassium. So let's go back to sodium. In nature, we find the highest amount of sodium in seawater, and seawater contains 92 minerals. Of those 92 minerals, 30%, approximately 30% is sodium, and of those 92 minerals, approximately 50% is chloride. Now, because sodium chloride take up the most amount, they're the first crystals formed when the water is evaporated. So what man does is he scoops up the first crystals formed, he bleaches them white, puts aluminium with it so that it runs freely, and there's your table salt. Table salt is a dangerous salt because we now have two very harsh minerals that if you were to inject both of those into the blood, you would die. There's two harsh minerals and they need all the other 90 to soften them and balance them. The highest concentration of mineral inside the cell is potassium. The highest concentration outside the cell is sodium. And in this bilayered membrane that is around every cell, there are sodium-potassium pumps. And these sodium-potassium pumps are ever going like this, maintaining the balance between potassium and sodium. But when someone's not eating enough fruits and vegetables, and that's where you get most of your potassium, and they're putting table salt on everything far too much, what happens now is sodium levels rise and potassium levels drop. There is a small amount of sodium in the cell, but when this happens, you see osmosis and diffusion happens when the highest concentration merges into the lowest. So now sodium levels inside the cell are rising, which they should not, and the cell swells. What's that called? High blood pressure. The doctor is right. Table salt will contribute to high blood pressure. There's a French doctor named Dr. Lelangre, and he's written a whole book on salt. He said, when people come to me with high blood pressure, I put them on Celtic salt. Why does he put them on Celtic salt? Because Celtic salt contains 82 minerals. It's a hand-harvested sea salt. So the minerals are in the Celtic salt in their balanced form. What about Himalayan salt? In many places, Himalayan salt is a lot easier to get. There's about 75 minerals. So it's pretty good. But I prefer the Celtic salt. And one reason is that the Celtic salt has 3 magnesiums. It contains magnesium chloride and magnesium bromide and magnesium sulfate. Magnesium is a water-hungry molecule, and this explains why the Celtic salt is such a moist salt, especially when we've had a lot of rain, because those 3 magnesiums absorb the moisture. And because magnesium is a water-hungry molecule, it can be used to help the water get into the cell. So when you take a crystal of Celtic salt, put it on your tongue, and some say, how big's a crystal? Well, if you've got high blood pressure, start small, about the size of a sesame seed. I don't have high blood pressure, so I might have about 3 times little sesame seeds. Put it on your tongue, your mucous membranes start absorbing the minerals, the magnesium is taken to the cell membrane, and you